That brings me on to my next question so easily. So how does a Cannibal song these days, I assume back in the day it was jam room stuff.
Yeah.
How does it get made these ways? So how does it get from Alex to you?
Yeah.
Is it you get an MP3 or
Right. Yeah. These days it's way different, right? In the early days, of course, your collaborative efforts. We all got riffs. You're going up. All right, what do you got? Songs are created that way. 5 people
in the room.
In the room. Everyone's got a couple riffs. You put them together. You make a song, and we wrote some great songs that way. Of course, kind of miss it because exactly these days it's the individual effort for the most part, which is great too because it gives every song the identity of the writer. And we luckily we got 3 amazing writers in the band, So for instance, Alex, he'll write a song and go, okay, here's the song. He's so technical savvy with the computer and the programs and all that. Like him and Eric, of course, because Eric being a producer, and he knows what's up. So we'll be getting Alex will send an MP3. Here's the program drums. Here's the song that I would like for it to sound like.
How good is his drum program?
Amazing. Alex,
nice.
And both of them, Eric and Alex. But Alex is just incredible. I mean,
I hate when I get one. I'm like, I can't play this.
Me too. No, there's a lot of times Alex will go, oh, hey, you don't have to play it like this, but this is like kind of a reference. And I'm going, well, first off, you wrote the song, and this is what you're hearing for the drum department. And you know me all too well because we've been jamming forever. So my limits, and it's things that I can do, but more than likely it's going to be things I wouldn't have thought of,
Yeah.
So I listen, and then I'm like, there's sometimes I'm going, oh my gosh, there's so much in here more than I can't do that, right? I can't do that. And then I simplify it a little bit, But I'd say 90% of what Alex ends up sending me is what ends up being, what we use, what I play. So, but it is done so much different than the early days. I kind of miss the early days, just jamming, just going and getting in the room and, hashing out riffs. But it is
so time consuming though.
It is. Well, it is. I mean, we save so much time by just everybody writing at home, and then you get your MP3s, and then you learn it that way, and you come together, of course, when you're recording or at practice to fine tune anything, and all that. So, but that's pretty much how we've been doing it for the last 15 for a long time now.
So. Have you got a setup too? Do you send back here's what I would do, or you just jam along with it and learn what he's learned?
Right. I'm so untech. I wish I wasn't, but I almost don't have an inclination, which kind of stinks because I should be able to do stuff like that, and I don't. So I'm going to listen to what he sent me, and then listen and go, okay, I'm going to try to do what he did, and then I can do most of it. And there's going to be some things I'm going, okay, it's not natural for me, or I'm not going to be able to do that. And then and he's fine with it. They're both of them as long as it works out.
Does he send you a version without drums?
Yeah, I'll get everything. Get the version without drums, get the version with the drums. I mean, so I'm able to, of course, play along without the drums. But so you're in essence just learning a song that somebody wrote that you might listen to and go, all right, let me learn that. And it's an interesting way to do it, but I think it works out great. I mean, songs like I think back at songs like. Priest of Sodom off of Evisceration. I mean, I would have just never wrote drums like that, I mean, but then when you listen to the finished product, you're going, it's total Cannibal.
Is that an Alex song?
That's an Alex song, and I pretty much did everything that he wrote for the drums on that, And I'm thinking if I would have gotten all those riffs and just did it my own, I would have never came up with more than half of that stuff.
As technical as he would.
Right.
Because he did... that Conquering Dystopia band with a friend of mine, Alex, who's been on the pod as well.
Oh, yeah.
And those songs ripped.
Yeah, those were crazy stuff, man.
I remember how stoked he was. That was a while ago now, maybe 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
But I remember how stoked he was just about I'm in a band with one of Cannibal Corpse. So
amazing.
So cool.